We are on. All right. This is a line and flow and Ashtanga based class, meaning we're going to do sun salutation A, sun salutation B, some standing postures, some seated postures, some inversions, or back bends, inversions, and then rest. Make sure this music is good. This music, by the way, is Michael Johnson. The album's called Samadhi. He's actually a teacher in Asheville. He's a wonderful teacher and musician. All right, so turn towards the front of your mat, Samastitihi. So I'll just bring my phone here. So this practice is really focused on the breath. And when you breathe, you want to take deep breath. It's a chest breath, but it's a deep chest breath. So you want to feel the back and the sides of your rib cage expanding. So think about the rib cage kind of like an accordion. And you want the whole entire thing. You inhale to expand. And then on the exhale, you contract. So chest is up, shoulders relaxed. We use breath called Ujjayi breathing. The count of 4. Let's begin. Ekam, inhale, stretch up, arch back. Dway, exhale, you bow forward. Trini, inhale, you lengthen. Chaturanga, exhale, step or jump back. Lower Chaturanga Dandasana, your knees can be down, elbows bend straight back. Good, inhale for Cobra. Just hips come down, chest lifts from there. Good, exhale, down dog. Now you can always take up dog. I might actually cue up dog instead of cobra pose, but really you can interchange those two, and you can do little baby cobra pose if you like. You can come up and do full upward facing dog. Whatever is working for you. I like to actually change them out a little bit myself. There's benefits of all of them. Let's look between the hands. Up to inhale, step or jump up, lengthen. Hands might come to the shins or stay on the floor, and Ashto, exhale, you bow. Nava, inhale, come to standing, stretch up, arch back, look up, arms down by your sides, Samastitihi, chest up, shoulders relaxed. Let's go again. Ekam, inhale. Away, exhale, you bow. You can swan dive down and bring those hands down the center. Trini, inhale, lengthen. Touch body, exhale, step or jump back. Lower halfway, Chaturanga Dandasana. Pancha for up dog or cobra. Shut, exhale, down dog. So in downward facing dog, your hands are wide, your fingers are spread wide. You're pressing into the fingertips. Your arms are straight and strong, and you don't want to be hanging out in the shoulder joints. So really push the floor away, engage the arm muscles. Press down into that base knuckle of your index finger, and you'll feel that all the way up to the tricep muscle. Let's look between the hands. Step or jump your feet forward. Lengthen on that inhale. Ashto, exhale. Nava, inhale. Stretch up, arch back, look up. Arms down by your side. We go again. Ekam, inhale. Way, exhale, you bow. Trini, inhale, lengthen. Shut body, exhale, nice and controlled. Step back, shift the weight forward, maybe knees down, lower halfway pause. Inhale for cobra, up dog. Exhale for down dog. Breathe. You always have the option. Of course, if you have an advanced practice, I don't even like that word advanced, but if you have a practice, you've been practicing for a while, a strong practice, you could always jump straight back to Chaturanga to have that strength. But reality is not so strong. So step back, plank, nice and controlled. So let's look between the hands, step or jump forward, lengthen. Exhale, bow. Nava, inhale, come to standing, stretch up, arch back, look up. Arms down by your side. Go again. And we go. Ekam, inhale, see if you can Try to breathe into the back of the rib cage. Exhale. Relax your jaw. Inhale. Exhale. Let's look between the hands. Some to inhale. Step or jump up. Lengthen. Ashto bow forward. Nava inhale. Come to standing stretch up. Arch back. Look up. A little push forward the hips and the arms down by your side. Let's do one more. So namaste. Chest up. Shoulders relaxed. And again. Take an inhale. Away. Exhale. Nice and smooth. It's a dance. Turning inhale. Lengthen. Stretch body. Exhale. Step or jump back. Lower halfway. Inhale. And exhale. Down dog. And breathe. So you want those hips high. Heels low. If you need to bend your knees in downward facing dog, feel free to bend the knees. Right? So if you feel like your pelvis is posterior tilted too much, then you can bend your knees. Kind of think about keeping your butt up in the air. Inhale. And exhale. Let's look between the hands. Up to inhale. Step or jump up. Lengthen. Exhale. Bow. Nice and slow. Inhale. Stretch up. Arch back. Beautiful. Arms down by your side. So reset here. We'll do Sri Namaskar B with Warrior 1. Let's go. Take an inhale. Chair pose. Lift the top. Way. Exhale. Bow. Training. Inhale. Lengthen. To body. Exhale. Step or jump back. Lower. All of this is the same as A. Inhale. Up dog. Full dog. Exhale. Down dog. Now right foot forward. Back heel down. Warrior 1. Press palms. Look up. Ashto. Exhale. Step back. Forward. Halfway. Stand up. Inhale. Up dog. Exhale. Down dog. Left foot forward. Back heel down. Warrior 1. Breathe. Exhale. Hands down. Step back. Slower. All one exhale right here. Inhale for up dog. Exhale. Down. Repeat child's pose. Take child's pose. If you can stay in down dog, stay in down dog. Inhale. And exhale. Breathe in. Breathe out. Palms to nose. Breathe in. Last one here. Breathe out. Ready to move. Onto the shot. Inhale. Step or jump up. Lengthen on that inhale. Nice straight spine. Exhale. Bow. Inhale. Sit to chair pose. And chest, lift, shoulders relax. Sun salutation again. Take an inhale. Exhale. Count 4, 3, 4. Way. Exhale. Bow. 3, 4. Turning. Inhale. Lengthen. 3, 4. To body. Exhale. Step back. Lower. 3, 4. Now inhale. 3, 4. Dasha. Exhale. 2, 3, 4. Right foot forward. Warrior 1, 2, 3, 4. Ashto. Exhale. Step back. Lower. 3, 4. Now inhale. Exhale. Ekadasha. Inhale. Left foot. Back heel down. Arms up. Good. Exhale. Hands down. Step back. Lower. Halfway. Pause. Try Ordasha. Inhale. Heart pulls forward. Ordasha. Exhale. Breathe. Child's pose if you need. Relax the jaw. So you breathe into the bottom of the rib cage. You're helping to open up the rib cage, right? So muscles in between the rib cage, intercostal muscles, tiny little muscles, they get tight fast. And so, because they're so tiny. So that will restrict your breathing if you don't know how to use the ribs, the breath, the lungs. Let's step or jump your feet forward. Look up, lengthen. Exhale, bow. Sit to chair pose, Utkatasana. And stand all the way up, arms down by your side. All right. Adding an eagle pose, because I'm a big fan of eagle pose. So feet together, toes and heels touch. Good for the immune system, good for the lymphatic system. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Bring your right elbow underneath your left elbow, cross twist. Now I want you to kind of shimmy those shoulders away from the ears and then pull your elbows down but lift your chest. You want to feel compression right here in the chest armpit area. And then sit your butt back. Now arch your upper body back a little bit. Stay down there. Right leg lifts way up over left leg, cross twist. Now, if you don't get the foot all the way around the back, you can keep the toe down. And you could even put it up on a block, or if you have a prop or something at home, you could put that toe down on something there that will help you balance. But eventually we're trying to get the foot behind calf muscle, no gap between the ankle and the calf. Arch your upper body back. Now breathe. Good. Inhale, unwind, come up. Stretch arms up overhead. And left elbow underneath right elbow, cross twist. Pull down. Get those shoulders, shimmy them away from the ears. Pull down, but lift your chest. Sit down. Arch your upper body back. Stay down there. Left leg up and over, right leg cross twist. Good. Pull the elbows down. Arch your upper body back. Breathe. Relax the jaw. Relax your face. How is your nervous system reacting? Try to calm it with the breath. Inhale. And exhale. Unwind. Inhale. Come up. Arms overhead. Good. Arms down by your side. Just a little add in there in the Ashtanga series. Eagle pose. I like it. Take your feet about hip distance apart. Bow forward. Hook your big toes. Index finger, middle finger. Bend your knees if you need to. Now look up, lengthen. And then exhale. If your legs are straight, start to bend the elbows. Shoulders away from the ears. Top of the head towards the mat. Breathe. It's inhale, 2, 3, 4, and exhale, 2, 3, 4. Inhale. You go deeper. Exhale. One more. Inhale. One more. Exhale. Keep your fingers around toes. Look up, lengthen, inhale. Now release your hands to your hips. Squeeze your elbows toward one another. Bend your knees a little bit. Push from your hips down through your heels. Come all the way up to standing. Step your feet together. Relax your arms down. Samasthiti. Triangle pose. So inhale, turn and face the camera. Open up. Turn your right toes to the right. Straight leg triangle pose. Trikonasana. Reach out and bring your right hand to the inside of your right knee, or stretch down for the shin or maybe the big toe. Stretch your left arm up towards the ceiling. Now, I want you to feel a stretch in the left side body by pressing down into the outside edge of your left foot and stretching your left fingertips up. This is a rotation, and we want to think about your right shoulder towards the camera, left shoulder towards the back, the wall behind you. Breathe. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, and exhale, 2, 3, 4. Now look towards your right toe for balance. Bend your right knee. Pull your belly in. Inhale, come up. You have a count of 4 to pivot those knees. Exhale, 2, 3, 4. Inhale. Exhale. So think about rotation here. Rotation happens from the bottom of the rib cage by just the design of the vertebrae. So think about the bottom of the rib cage. Roll the chest open from there. Stretch that right arm up. Maybe look up if that bothers your neck. Look forward and down. Let's look down towards that left big toe. Bend that left knee. Inhale, strong belly. Come up. Pivot your feet. We're taking revolve triangle. Right hand comes to the hip. Left arm reaches. And step your left foot out to the left a little bit. Revolve triangle pose. And exhale, you go down. You can soften that right knee a little bit. Once your hand touches the floor, lift your chest forward first, lengthen, and then rotate the chest to the right. Right arm reaches. Now again, if your rib cage, if your rotation is happening soften that right knee a little bit. Inhale, come up, belly in. Turn your right toes forward, left toes out. Wave off triangle pose, left hand to the hip, right arm reaches. Maybe right foot steps out to the right a little bit. Now really exhale, come out, stretch out. Once your hand touches, remember you can soften that left knee a little bit. Lengthen your chest forward and then rotate from the bottom of the rib cage. Now your hip can drop down. Yes, pelvis can go with the torso here, so you don't have to try to keep the hips level. And I know that that's a little bit of a controversial thing there among teachers, whether to keep the hips square or not. I'm on the camp of you can let that hip drop down a little bit and let the whole body twist, but reminding ourselves that most of it happens from the bottom of the rib cage. Let's pull the belly in. Inhale, come up. Open up to face the camera. Step your feet together, Samasthiti. And breathe. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, and exhale, 2, 3, 4. Let's do side angle pose, Parsvakonasana. So Ekam, inhale, step out, step your feet wide. Pick up your right toes, turn your right toes out, bend your right knee. Now a wide stance. How wide? At least your ankle underneath your wrist for most of us. Now you can go a little wider, a little bit shorter. There's not a set rule there, but that's typically the idea. Sink your hips down. Your hips go towards the camera, upper body back. Now stretch out over that right thigh. Place your forearm on your thigh. And then sweep your left arm in front of your chest, up in front of the face, and then roll open here. Now you can stay here. You can bring your right hand to the floor, inside or outside of the foot. You can take a bind here underneath with the right arm and behind with the left arm. And breathe. Inhale. If you go into a posture and you find it hard to breathe, if you find yourself clenching your teeth or thinking bad thoughts about the yoga teacher, you have gone too far in the posture, so you have to come out. Always love the yoga teacher. Pull the belly in. Inhale, we come up. Pivot your feet. The count of 4. You have go. Left side. Reach out. Forearm to thigh. Sweep that right arm to the front and open up. It's a rotation. Keep your right leg engaged. Maybe hand inside, outside of foot. Maybe take bind. Remember, forearm on thigh is a beautiful option as well. Just being here, you're actually pushing. If you have your forearm on your thigh, you're pushing the thigh away to help yourself roll the chest open. Breathe. Let's pull the belly in. Inhale, we come up. We're going to come into prayer twist. So hands on the hips. Pivot your feet to the right again. So we might lift the back heel and step the left foot out to the left a little bit. Come into like a crescent lunge kind of pose here. So bending that right knee. We're coming into prayer twist. So we can stay upright. So you could stay here if you need to. But if you can, lengthen up out of the waist and then rotate to the right. Try to use your obliques first to make that rotation, and then left elbow to the outside of the right knee. Now press down with your right hand. You're trying to get that right shoulder back. Maybe look up. Breathe. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, and exhale, 2, 3, 4. One more. Inhale. Relax jaw. Exhale. Pull belly in. Inhale, we come up. Take it to the other side. Pivot your feet. Maybe lift that back heel. Step your right foot out to the right if you need to. So you don't want to really be walking a tightrope here, right? So if your feet are in line with each other, you're going to be walking a tightrope. It's going to be super challenging. So make sure you have some space there. Lengthen up out of the waist. Maybe just rotate the torso. Maybe bring your prayer hands, right elbow to the outside of the left knee. Good. Create some resistance between the back of your elbow and your left knee. And then press down with your left hand. Roll the torso open, chest open. Yeah, nice. Breathe. Relax face. That's the challenge. It's holding on to the breath here in these binds. Let's inhale, come up, open up to the front, and step your feet together, Samastitihi. Trying Prasarita Padottanasana. Prasarita Padottanasana. La 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 la. Wake up, asana. There you go. All right, step your feet wide. You have to have fun with the Sanskrit. Yeah, there is no one right way. Just FYI, some people get hung up on all that. I don't get too hung up on it. I used to, but you gotta let that stuff go because it really doesn't matter. Turn your toes forward. Stretch your fingertips down and up. Good. It's wide leg forward fold. Chest is lifted. Exhale, you go. Bring your hands to the floor for this first one. We're going to do 3, so keep that in mind. The first one, maybe you don't go as deep. Maybe you just kind of hang out here, take a little inventory. Breathe in. Breathe out. One more in. You might even lengthen a little bit. And then exhale, go a little bit deeper. Now bring your hands to your hips, bend your knees a little bit, squeeze your elbows toward one another, come all the way up, so nice. Good. Let's take them, inhale, arms out. And exhale, bring your hands behind the back, interlace your fingers. And then arch back, look up, squeeze those shoulder blades together, maybe take the head back. Exhale, you bow forward, lead with the chest. Hands away from the low back. Shifting the weight a little forward. Breathe. Inhale, so it's challenging. Exhale, that forward, falling forward feeling. So use your breath, the Ujjayi breath, to overcome fear. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, and exhale. I got this. Fear. Inhale, one more, and exhale. Bend the knees a little bit. Inhale, come all the way up. And release your hands back to your hips. One more. Inhale, lift up, squeeze elbows toward one another. Keep your elbows squeezing towards one another as you bow forward. Keep your elbows back. Oh, nice hip pop, yes. Now, reach down for your big toes or the outside of your feet or your heels or your shins, the outside of your ankles, whatever works. Once you get your bind, though, look up, lengthen, inhale, and then exhale, bow forward. So remembering what stress really is. Stress is not given to you. It's how you react to what's given to you, or the situation around, or the people around you. Stress is not your spouse. It's not your kids. It's not even all the craziness. It's how you react to it. Keep that in mind. Bring your hands to your hips. How you react to these forward folds, it matters. Hands to your hips, bend your knees, come all the way up. That was my whole point of saying that. Step your feet together. So how you react in these postures sometimes seems a little stressful, but how you react, this is practice for off of the mat. Keep that in mind. All right. Turning and facing, let's turn to the right and face, yeah. Taking prayer behind the back. So step your left foot back. It's like a warrior one stance, but both legs are going to stay straight. And then bring your hands behind the back. You can bring the backs of your hands together first and get them up as high as you can, and then flip your hands. Try to get your palms together so the elbows go back and maybe palms together. And then lift your chest. Keep both legs straight. Exhale, you bow forward. Think about lengthening. Think about lifting your elbows. That's the hard part, keeping those elbows lifted. Breathe. Inhale. Exhale. One more. Inhale. And exhale. Very nice. Now, from the hips, from the belly, pull the belly in. Inhale, come up. Nice and controlled. Nice. Pick up your toes, pivot your feet. Go ahead, take it to the left side. Adjust your feet. So maybe right foot out to the right a little bit. And then adjust your hands if you need. Arch back, look up. Exhale, bow forward. Lead with that chest. Breathe in. Breathe out. So if your breath, you're not quite keeping up with that count of 4, it's okay. Just don't hold your breath. You do the best that you can. It's a template. It's practice. Yes, it will improve your immune system. Diaphragmatic breathing. It will improve your respiratory system and increase the capacity of your lungs. Let's pull the belly in. Inhale, come up. Good. Step your feet together. Relax your arms down by your sides. Chest up, buttercup, shoulders relax. All right, let's do balancing. So, hand to big toe. Left hand on the hip, right hand to the knee, or big toe. If your knee is up, you straighten the leg. If it's out here, you can stay here. Just don't try to straighten the leg from here. Knee might get a little tweaked, and I'm happy to do that. So here, here. Then pull the shoulder back, right shoulder back. Push through your right heel. Breathe. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, and exhale, 2, 3, 4. Take it out to the right. Turn your head to the left. Maybe left arm comes out for counterbalance. Settle. How are you reacting right now? Breathe. Bring it back to center. Release. Relax. I won't even make you guys move the leg up. All right. But if you're feeling super strong or spunky, always keep that leg up. All right. Right hand to the hip, left hand to the knee, or the big toe. So settle. Use your breath. In fact, if you start to fall, soften somewhere on your exhale. Straighten the leg or keep the leg bent. Doesn't matter. Breathe. Inhale. And exhale. Take your leg out to the left. Turn your head to the right. Maybe right arm reaches out for a counterbalance. Breathe. Settle your breath. Soften the jaw. Bring it back to center. Oh, go ahead and keep that leg up there. And hands to the hips. Point the foot. Keep your right inner thigh going back with your chest. And relax. Woo. That's nice. Shake it out. All right, right leg comes into half lotus. Maybe. So tree pose. Any variation of tree pose that you like. So you can do half lotus. All right, so if this is easy peasy lemon squeezy for you, great. But if you feel the knee, you don't have to lotus. We can come here. We can come here. We can bring the heel down to the ankle. Have your hands in prayer. Have your arms out, hands on the hips. You can lift your arms up, whatever works for you. If you're in half lotus, bring your right arm behind you. Hold on to the inside of your left elbow or reach for your right big toe. Then exhale, bow forward. Now if you have the elbow, you'll have to release that elbow and bring your left hand to the floor. Inhale. Exhale. So we have a bind. We have a balance on one leg. And we're holding forward. Inhale. Breathe. And exhale. One more. Inhale. Look up, lengthen. Exhale. Pause. Inhale. Come all the way up. Opposite way you went down if you can. Release right leg down. Left leg comes up. Remember, tree pose is fine. Any variation of tree pose. In fact, if you want to do toe stand, you can do that. I think on the other side. But left leg comes up. Settle here. Maybe you stay right here to hold the foot and you don't bow forward. Give yourself permission to stay where you need to stay. Where can you stay calm? If you want, left arm wraps behind. Hold on to the inside of the elbow or big toe. And then bow forward. right hand to the floor. Once you get there, lengthen on the inhale, then exhale, bow forward a little deeper. Bring right hand in line with your right foot. Breathe. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Now this last one, we inhale, look up, lengthen. Exhale, pause. Inhale, opposite way you went down, come back up. And left leg releases. Very good. Let's celebrate. Turn to the front of your mat. Feet together, toes and heels touch. Settle in. Chest is lifted, shoulders relaxed. Inhale, stretch arms up. Press palms, arch back, look up. Exhale, bow forward. Inhale, lengthen. Chaturanga. Exhale, step or jump back. Chaturanga Dandasana. Good. Inhale for cobra, up dog. Exhale for down dog. Right foot forward. Virabhadrasana A, warrior one. Back and down. Press into that left heel and press that left hip forward. Rotate the ribs slightly to the right. You're going to feel a big stretch in the front of that left hip flexor, maybe. Now maybe draw the chin a little bit down. That's going to create some space in the back of the neck. And then take your head back. Press your palms up, look up, stretch up. Hold the belly in. Keep pressing into the left heel. Breathe. Gorgeous. Inhale. And exhale. Take the head forward. Keep your arms there. Straighten your right leg. Turn your right toes forward. Turn your left toes out to the left. Bend your left knee. Warrior one. Maybe shimmy your right foot out to the right a little bit. Press into that right heel. Now your right butt cheek, there's a little bit of an engagement there in that right glute. Belly in, rib cage down, lift the heart. It's a beginner back bend, standing back bend. Warrior one is you want to feel this in the back. Take the head back, stretch out. Breathe. Inhale. Virabhadrasana. Warrior. You want to feel like a warrior. Good. Open up for warrior two. Good. So grounding. Sink your hips down. Maybe take a wider stance. So you got to feel the confidence here. You got to feel the courage. So you lift your chest and you're pulling the arms in towards the midline, but at the same time you're stretching your fingertips out. Breathe. Right leg is engaged. Strong. Yes. If your arms are tired, hands on your hips. Straighten your left leg. Turn your left toes forward. Turn your right toes out. Bend your right knee. Sink down. Hips towards the camera, upper body back. Stretch those fingertips down and then arms up. Keep it out of the neck and shoulders and into those deltoids. Breathe. Inhale. And exhale. Now this time, inhale. Go a little deeper on your exhale. Yeah. I'm holding out on me. Good. Hands on your hips. Straighten your right leg. Turn your right toes forward. Oh, I did that wrong. Step your feet together. That's all right. Step your feet together. Turn and face the front of your mat for a big now. So that's where we turn the bottom. Inhale, stretch arms out. Exhale, bow forward. But it's a dance, you know. You mess up, you just go with it. Inhale, lengthen. You just keep dancing. Exhale, step or jump back and lower. Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale for up dog or cobra. Exhale, down dog. Breathe here. If this is a resting pose for you, stay in downward facing dog. If it's not, you can always take child's pose here. We are finished with the standing series. So take a break. You can sit. You can do child's pose. Stay in downward facing dog if you're feeling spunky. So if you're in downward facing dog, if you're in child's pose, actually, if you're in downward facing dog, go ahead and come into child's pose so we can talk about this for a minute. So I want you to kind of play with the breath a little bit here. Breathe into the back of your rib cage. Feel that rib cage, the accordion-like feeling of it expanding. And then I want you to think about guiding your breath more into the right lung. Yes, you can do that. Experiment with that. Try not to move the ribs or the body, but just try to pull more air into the right lung, and then try to pull more air into the left lung. Let's go ahead and sit up and have a seat. So stretch your legs out front. And Dandasana, so staff pose. Flex your feet, sit up nice and tall, hands by your hips, chest is good. Yeah. So you can have the yoga guns, right? Big bicep muscles. But if you can't sit up straight, it's going to be an issue, okay? I promise. Your biceps, big bulky biceps, they look good though. All right, sit up nice and tall. We're going to take Paschimottanasana. So think about space in between the hip crease right here. In fact, sometimes I come in and I take my fingers and I actually create that space in the hip crease before I bow forward. It's kind of helpful. And then reach down for your big toes. Or the outside of your feet, or you guys go around the feet. So if you're super flexible, you can hold on to the wrist around. And if you're at home and you're super flexible and have a block, you can put a block there at the end of your feet. Once you get your bind, lengthen a little bit on the inhale. And then exhale, go a little deeper. Remember that count to 4. Now one more time, inhale, lengthen. Exhale. Inhale, come all the way up. Slide your hands behind you. But listen, keep your space, right? So you don't want to bring the hands way back here. So just slide them straight back. Roll your shoulders up, back, and down. You can stay right here, keep your butt down and lift your chest. Or you could bend the knees, come to reverse table. Or right here we go. Purvattanasana, reverse plank. Inhale, lift up. Lift your butt up. If your butt comes up higher, your big toes will go down. So try to keep your big toes together and down. Head goes back. Now, breathe. How are you handling it right now? Breathe. Inhale. Exhale. Slowly lower hips down. Good. So we're going to do a wrist exercise. So you're going to take the arms out. Well, actually, sorry. Show me the muscles. Yes, the yoga guns right here. Now curl your wrist in. So you want to keep the wrist curled in. So this is typically what happens. I'll say straighten the arms and then they go something like that. So don't let that happen. Keep it in, keep it curled in, and then straighten the arms. Yeah. And then we'll do that again. So yoga guns here, curl the wrist in, keep the wrist curled in, and then straighten arms. Ooh la la, that is a magnificent stretch for your forearms. And then just kind of shake your hands. That's always good for the wrist as well. Roll them out. All right, Janu Shirshasana. Left leg stays straight, right leg comes in, sole of the foot on the inside of the thigh. Maybe do a little internal rotation of the thighs. That always helps. Sit up nice and tall. And come down, grab that left foot. Now again, you can go over the foot. Hold on to the wrist. When you get there, lengthen. Exhale, go a little deeper. And then return to that count of 4. Now you might just be getting the hands to the shin. You just don't want to feel any strain in the SI joint. So anything right about here or right up in here, if you're feeling anything like that, back out of the pose. Make an adjustment. Sometimes a little fine tuning makes a difference. If you change anything, you change everything. So if you change how you breathe, you change everything. You change your thoughts, you change everything. Inhale, come up. Let's switch it out. Right leg out, left leg bends. Nice and tall. Maybe do a little adjustment. Maybe arms overhead and then reach down. Again, there are different views on should you take the arms up and then reach forward or just reach forward. It depends. That's the answer. It depends. Lengthen on the inhale. Exhale. Come forward. inhale. There's never only one way to do anything. Breathe. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, and exhale, 2, 3, 4. One more. Inhale and exhale. All right. Inhale, come up. Marichiasana is next. So keep your left knee bent in. You want to do half lotus with your right leg. Actually, half lotus with your left leg. Yes, you guys are correct. Yeah, I'm right. And then you can bend your right knee up. So maybe you don't have an easy half lotus on the left side. So let's see direction here. So left leg would come in, right heel would come back on top of right there at the top of the foot. And then maybe lean to the left. Let your right knee fall open. Stretch forward. Now close the gap. So the knee has to come back in and close that gap between the armpit and the knee. This is how you're going to get the bind. Stretch forward. Internally rotate here with the arm. Wrap it behind. Keep your wrist and palm flat and open. Wrap behind. See if you can get palms to touch or fingers to, not palms to touch, but the fingers to grip. Now your right butt cheek is not on the floor. If it is, great, but you're not trying to purposely keep it down. Your left knee is down on the mat eventually. Stretching chin forward. Breathe. Inhale. If you're not able to do any of that or get the bind, you have some shoulder issues that you need to be careful of, you can be right here with me. This is really about getting into the hip and maybe less for some of us about the shoulder. Let's inhale, come up, switch it out. So your right knee bends, your left foot comes back, bring that foot to the top, the heel to the top of the foot there. Maybe half lotus with your right leg. Lean to your right. Stretch forward. Let the left knee fall open. So you're giving yourself space in the hip here to push yourself forward. And then close the gap. Rotate the arm. Internally rotate. Bring the right hand or left hand behind you. Palm open. So we don't want to do any kind of what I call chicken wing with the hand here. Keep the palm open. Get your bind. And again, maybe you're here. And you're working on getting forward and getting into that hip. Marichiasana. I'm a reach in my asana. That's how we remember that one. Inhale, come up. Unwind. Let's cross at the shins. Take your hands forward a little bit. So if you just bring your hands here, you're not going to have anywhere to go. Bring your hands forward a little bit. Lift yourself up. Push yourself over. Maybe you're already doing a jump back. If you have that jump back in your practice, you're jumping back. Otherwise, you're stepping back, taking your vinyasa here. Lower the knees, halfway chaturanga. Inhale for up dog. Exhale for down dog. Good. Now step your feet or jump your feet to the outside of your hands for a squat. So you can stay here, turn your toes out a little bit, lift your chest, push your elbows into your knees and lift the chest. And then if you wanted to do an arm balance here, crow pose, you could do that. You could do it. So I want you to, from your crow pose, though, because you got crow pose. So from crow pose, then you're going to just go right back to chaturanga. Yeah? Because you already have the... Yeah! No, that was good. That was good. You tried, right? So fear, right? It's a fear thing. It truly is. So, yeah. All right, go ahead. Straighten legs. Take vinyasa if you want, Marie. And we're going back and down and pressing down. And it's on film. No, that was good though. I mean, it's, I mean, this is what I love because I had to work on it myself. Let's step or jump up, have a seat. I've had such anxiety about being on camera and doing live video, doing live things and all that stuff, because I want to be perfect. And perfection is a nice concept, but it's not reality. And, comparing all that stuff just causes us to have lots of anxiety, myself included. So I've had to learn how to just be okay with, not being perfect. What is that anyway, right? All right, boat pose. Here we go. So we all struggle with it at some point or another. That comparison, that thinking I'm not good enough kind of thing, right? Lift your chest. Maybe release your hands. Maybe just stay right here. Maybe hold on to the backs of the thighs. Lift your legs. Maybe try to squeeze the knees in. Maybe try to straighten your arms. Maybe try to straighten your legs. And then breathe. Breathe in. Breathe out. Let cross at the shins. Lift it up. Take your vinyasa. Take it up and over. Lower halfway. Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale for up dog or cobra. Exhale, down dog. Good. Let's step or jump up. Have a seat. Take your legs wide. Maybe pull the meat off the sit bones. Flex your feet, so toes are up. So we might just stay right here. Right, so if you watch, like when they start to fold forward, they're going to hinge at the hips. So in other words, their butt is going to look like it's maybe going back a little bit and their torso coming forward. Right, so some of us might be here. So you see I'm kind of rounded back here. So I don't want that. If I'm there, I'm going to be here, and this is beautiful. But if you can, go ahead, come forward, chest forward. But don't think that this is better. This would be better. IMO. Always. In my opinion. Reach out for the outside of your feet or your big toes if you like. Chest comes down. Use your breath. It's inhale, 2, 3, 4, and exhale, 2, 3, 4. We come up. We combine the last two, boat pose and this pose, lift up. Maybe reach down for the big toes. So if your hamstrings are really tight, you can keep one heel down, lift one leg, straighten it. You can alternate that. Or lift up, your knees can stay bent. Or straight legs, chest lifted, head back. Breathe. Put your big toes away. Yeah. All right, I'm going to challenge you guys. So, I want you to trust yourself. I want you to push through your heel and do not bend your knees. And lower your legs down. Keep your toes. Lower your legs down. Push through your, yes, yes, yes. Oh, yeah, that was good. Well, maybe a little bit smoother. Right, right. So what you want is if you push through the heel, the calf is going to catch you first, and you won't bang the heels down. But you have to trust, because as soon as you start coming down, the leg wants to go like this because we want to catch ourselves here. So you really have to trust and land on the calf. Yeah. It's fun. So, let's see where we're at. I've totally lost track now because I went off my thought process there. Bring your knees together. Cross at the shins. Lift up. Jump back if you want to. Take your vinyasa. You could step back. At this point, you can crawl, right? Shift your weight forward a little. As long as you feel good about yourself. Exhale. Great. So the mantra of I am good enough. Right? Let's step or jump your feet forward. Have a seat. Lie down. On your back. All right, bridge pose. So bend your knees, walk your heels in towards your hips. This first one, take your feet a little outside of your hips. So widen your feet a little bit. And then reach down for the front of your ankles. Now, they can easily reach down and get their ankles without lifting their feet up, but you might have to lift your upper body up, your head and shoulders up, and lift your feet up and grab your ankles. And then you pull your heels to the outside of your hips, toes come down, heels stay lifted. Then you're going to tuck the shoulder blades underneath you and relax your head and shoulders back down. Then you lift the hips. Now, if none of that is available to you or you're just not sure about it, you can always do traditional bridge here where you keep the feet down, palms pressed down, you lift your hips. All good. Slowly lower hips down. Relax your legs as you wish. Options are here, here, here. And second bridge, come back up with your knees. Now this time just regular feet distance, so just hip distance apart with your feet and knees. Tuck your shoulder blades underneath you, lift your hips. Actually, I'm going to have a do-over. Bring your feet closer together. I changed my mind. And then lift your hips up. They don't have to be touching, but they're just closer to each other. Lift your hips up. You'll see why. Good. Now press into your right heel and lift your right hip a little higher than your left hip. And then press into your left heel and lift your left hip a little higher than your right hip. Now just go between the two, right and left. Oh, so good for the SI joint, sacrum, right here. If it's out of alignment a little bit, you might get a little adjustment free of charge. Just saying. And then slowly release hips down. Relax your legs as you wish. Now, nice deep back bend here of your choice. So that might be coming up onto your knees, taking camel pose, if you're familiar with that pose. It might be an Urdhva Dhanurasana, full wheel pose, where your hands are in line with your ears. It might be a third bridge pose that you like, maybe interlacing the hands underneath the hips, that's an option. Any back bend that you like. So pick a back bend of your choice. If you're taking Urdhva Dhanurasana, you place the hands. They're in line with the ears, but not next to the ears. So get them away from the ears a little bit. Give yourself a little space because we want the elbows to go in towards one another. And if my hands are too close to my ears, my elbows are going to wing out naturally. So I come here and then push and lift up. You can slide up onto the top of the head and pause there for your Urdhva. Good. Think about the chest going forward. And then just start to walk your hands back to your feet. And eventually, you grab the heels or the ankles. Yeah. And slowly come down. Nice. Relax your legs as you wish. Inversion, 3 minutes. You can do any inversion that you like. Headstand. No kicking at the wall. Even at home, don't kick up at the wall. Learn how to do it in the middle of the floor. Shoulder stand. Legs up the wall. You can totally hold on to the backs of your legs here. Your knees can be bent a little bit. You can have your hands underneath your hips. If you have a block with you, if you have a pillow, go ahead and slide it underneath your hips. Elevate your hips a little bit. So good for your immune system. Everyday inversion, 3 minutes. Doesn't have to be the same posture. You can switch it out. See, headstand for 30 seconds. And then you can switch to legs up the wall. You can do shoulder stand. Switch. You can do halasana, plow pose, which is toes overhead. If you're at home, legs up the wall, at the wall, which there's going to be a video showing you that, and super awesome. Now interlace your hands behind your back there. So if you're in plow pose and you want to bend the knees and bring your knees in towards your ears for knee to ear pressure pose, and you can straighten your arms and bring your hands, palms together. So many benefits to legs up the wall or shoulder stand versions. Helps with varicose veins, insomnia, and of course your immune system. And it's very grounding. It also helps us see things from a different view, literally looking at things from a different view, upside down. Maybe looking at stress a little differently, looking at fear a little differently. And bring your feet down. If you're in headstand, you'll take child's pose for a couple of breaths. If you're in shoulder stand, you bring the legs back down very mindfully. And then just hug your knees into your chest and rock side to side. We have fish pose, so straighten your legs, and or if you have full lotus, you could bring your legs into full lotus for your fish pose. And then you sit yourself up halfway on your forearms. So I'll do it with the legs straight. Your palms up or palms down underneath your butt. Lift your chest. Squeeze your shoulder blades together. Shift your weight back a little bit. Take your head back, top of the head towards the mat. Keep lifting your chest. If your head doesn't touch, you could always grab a block or a blanket or a pillow or something to put underneath your head. Breathe in. Breathe out. So Lacey, if you wanted to release your hands, bring the top of your head to the mat. Well, you have your ponytail in. Never mind. I don't want you to do it that way. Yeah, okay, you could. So if you can, Marie, get your arms out from underneath you. Get the top of your head to the mat. Now stretch your fingers, palms together. Get them towards the ceiling. Your arms straight, your palms together. Yes. Now bring them more towards your waist, the other way. Yes. Stretch up. Yes. Lift your chest. Yes. And slowly relax. Slowly come down. Unwind your legs. And then just hug your knees into your chest, rock side to side. Now we're going to do a pretty awesome twist that I like. You could do any twist, really. Your favorite twist here. Just something to relax the low back and the hips. But one that's really good for a little muscle called the glute med and glute minimus and medius. They kind of stack on top of each other, and they actually cause a lot of issues in the hips. It can even mimic pain for sciatic pain. So we will lift up our hips, or set yourself up like you would for bridge. Lift your hips up a little bit. Scoot your hips over to the right a little bit, and then cross your right leg over your left leg all the way, thighs touching. Your arms are out like airplane wing, palms up. Take your knees to the left, turn your head to the right. Now you're trying to keep that right shoulder down, but if it comes up, don't add tension there to keep it down. Just let it come up a little bit. Most of you will be able to keep it down fairly easy. And then pull your belly in, bring your legs back to center, uncross your legs. Pick up your hips, shift them to the left, and cross your left leg over right leg, thighs touching. And then drop your knees now to your right, turn your head to the left. Pull belly in. Bring your knees back to center. Uncross your legs. Pick up your toes, slide your heels out to the corners of your mat. Legs are straight. Maybe bring your arms down by your body. Maybe create a little space there between the arm and the rib cage. Tuck your shoulder blades underneath you. Relax your eyes. Relax your jaw, space between the teeth. Coming into this moment right here, right now, with your breath. This moment, this breath. Letting go of the past, any grievances that you have. Any worries, any regrets. Practice letting them go just for a couple of minutes. You do have to practice letting go. Let them roll off of your shoulders, completely away from you, off of the mat. Back to your breath, reminding yourself of that accordion-like feeling in your rib cage. Remembering that most of your lung is towards the back of the body, so try to breathe into the back of the rib cage. Feel it kind of press into the mat just a little bit on the inhale. And then don't forget to exhale fully, getting rid of carbon dioxide, letting go literally of toxic waste. Start to turn your head right, left. And then start to bring movement and awareness back into your body. So maybe make fist and then spread fingers wide. Squeeze, release. Roll your wrist. And then maybe wiggle your toes, maybe squeeze your toes tight and then flare the toes out, spread them wide. Roll the ankles and then bend your knees. Then roll to your right or your left. moment here. Let the top shoulder roll towards the mat a little bit more. So we take Shavasana or Savasana to represent the end of a cycle. And then we come to this sideline child's pose. This fetal position represents new beginning. Yoga reminds us that everything is temporary. Everything is temporary. So if you're having a bad day, it's temporary. And if you're having a good day, it's temporary. Go ahead and push into your hands. Come up to seated. Sit up nice and tall. Chest is lifted, shoulders relaxed. One more time, let's inhale, sweep arms up together. Press your palms together, look up. And just imagine all the good positive energy going out. And then exhale, bring that energy to your own heart. Bow your head, relax your shoulders. I love you all. Namaste.